Gus Edwards, about to be 29 years old here by the next season. 13 games, 363 snaps. You see all the stats on the board. He's RB 33 for points per game with 11.2. He's had some really great weeks, and then the Ravens just don't use him, and then he has good weeks again.
Can I stop
they just
you?
don't use him.
Can I stop you?
Go ahead.
Can I stop you? Okay. The definition, if you look up touchdown dependent in the dictionary, this beautiful face down here, this beautiful man, he's a very attractive man. He will pop up because that's what he is. He's touchdown dependent. From week 7 to 11 this season, he scored 9 total touchdowns, where he was the running back 2 in that time period. Only Jahmyr Gibbs was higher. He had 19.8 points per game that's in that stretch, by the way, where Gibbs was a little bit better. In weeks 1 through 6, he was the running back 36 because you know what? Because he only scored 1 touchdown at that time. His usage was completely the same. Everything was the same. Yardage was the same. He did have spike weeks up and down. That happens with Gus Edwards. He's not a fantasy relevant player week to week, and you can't count on him. And his age is 29 years old. He's not going to demand a huge market out there for anyone. You don't see the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jason, like, oh, you see this Gus Edwards guy? He's really going to move the needle. He's really going to get us 5.1 yards per carry, but we're only going to give him 8 carries, and he's just going to be that no-nonsense runner that just runs straight. There's not really a market for that unless you're Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry, they don't just run straight. They punish. Whereas Gus Edwards, what I mean punish is stiff arm, angry runs, lower their shoulder. Gus Edwards is an angry runner as well, just in a different way. He takes the ball from Lamar. He runs off tackle. He doesn't run off tackle. He runs through the holes. He runs through those little gaps. He'll see a linebacker, put his head down, and fall for 5 yards. Great. Great for the Baltimore Ravens. Not so great for the Buccaneers. Not so great for the New York Giants. Not so great for other teams because they don't have the same scheme. They don't have Lamar back there running the read option where he can hand it to Gus and run for 5 yards, or Lamar can opt to take it, where the linebackers have to read that and analyze it and see what's going to happen. I think Gus Edwards is a very good player, and I do love Gus Edwards. And I do think he's one of the greatest players that we can watch because I just love. He's no nonsense, none of this bull crap. But will he work without a Lamar? I don't know, and I don't think so. Is he going to be a natural? Because the most of his snaps come out of the shotgun position where Lamar gets the ball and just does this. Is he going to be able to work out in the I formation, single back, split? I don't think he will. And he's not, not saying that he can't, but he won't be as successful. And his successful is only 700 yards a season with about 5 touchdowns. That's not, and no catches, nothing out of the backfield. He has catches. I'm not going to exaggerate, but very limited in catches in the pass game. Not that he's dead. He'll be a contributor, but I have never said I'm starting Gus Edwards this week unless I absolutely had to. I'm sorry. I can't count on touchdowns, buddy. I'm not that guy. I know you are. You were all over him. Fine, you could have him. I wish I can get rid of my Gus Edwards shares just because of the fact that I don't ever have the, 20 carries for 50 yards doesn't sound great, right? 20 carries. He doesn't get that much. 12 carries for 50 yards. But if he scores that touchdown, baby, we're good. That's if. And it doesn't happen a lot.
He's done great for me in the weeks that I have had to start him. But I would agree with you. He's not a dynasty star that I'm going to want to continue to have. Best ball, great. Redraft, okay. As far as where he goes next year, I don't think he remains on the Ravens. I think they go with a completely different running back room. Keaton Mitchell has somehow taken over this running back room from Gus Edwards again. J.K. Dobbins will not be there next year. We'll talk about him next week. I think it's going to be Keaton Mitchell and some other running back. Maybe it's Derrick Henry. We don't know. But I think Gus Edwards ends up somewhere else next year. As far as where?
Hold on, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. The most mid running back spot of all time, Chicago Bears. They just signed bum-ass Deontay Foreman this offseason. They have Roshan Johnson, who's a nobody. Khalil Herbert, can't stay on the field. That's a team that looks like they always get these no-nonsense running guys that are not special at all. That's the spot. I bet you he signs with Chicago. And
I
hey,
mean, that makes
maybe him
sense.
and
They got
Fields,
Deontay Foreman has the exact same thing. Like
maybe him
he
and
just goes
Fields,
out there and performs.
yeah, maybe him and Fields can do the same thing Lamar does. Who knows? I'm joking. Obviously, I don't know where this guy signs. He's 20. He's gonna be 29 years old.
Is that your
And
comment about saying Justin Fields will be the starter for the Chicago Bears next year, not Caleb Williams?
I have a theory, not very popular. Hello, come here now, Beach
On
89.
Twitch. You're on Twitch.
Yep, you can follow us on Twitch too. I didn't know that. Anyway, so I will say this. And I've said this on record. I think the reason why the Bears didn't trade Justin Fields last year because nobody wanted him, and they tried to move him, but nobody wanted him because they were asking for too much. I think they're gonna have to lower the price if they want to move him. I'll say that.
I'm gonna go on the record saying that Justin Fields won't get moved next year.
I don't think I think that they're gonna move him because but they're gonna have to take a discount of what they really want. They're gonna have to look at it and go, "Wow, we want this and this and this and this," but really he's not worth this, this and this and this, and he's just not that guy that they thought they were gonna get. But I do think they tried to move him last year. I really do. It's just they couldn't find a suitor. Nobody wanted to pay the price. I have no sources. I have no inside information. I'm just looking at it the way I look at it. And
so Gus Edwards here. Chicago would be a good option, no matter who the quarterback is, I think. Just because add him into the room, but again, he's not going to be dynasty relevant. Maybe best ball if you play best ball and have him. He's great in best ball because then you don't have to worry about it. If we're picking another team, I would say Houston. Same situation. They have a plethora of running backs in there. They got a young, high power offense that maybe Gus Edwards is a different pace for them.
Just to make Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs owners tilt. Why not Detroit? Why not Detroit? How much fun would that be? Jahmyr Gibbs get him down the field. David Montgomery's doing his thing, and all of a sudden we see first and goal. Gus Edwards, boom. Dan Campbell's over there. Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, biting kneecaps. Yeah. How much fun would that be?
Have 3 running backs.